The views expressed in this presentation are those of the hosts and guests and do not represent the views of any lodge, Grand Lodge, appended body, or any other person or persons whomsoever.
Brothers, we are at Refreshment.
I'll sit in the corner and look cool and be like, what up? That's me.
I don't want to talk about you either, Marty, but here we are.
Just because my style isn't death.
I truly regret this already.
I regret this.
The 10 of your faithful trust.
Oh man, it is great. I can feel this.
That's assuming anybody even watches the podcast.
Yeah.
5 minutes that I watched, I really did enjoy it.
Welcome to the Refreshment Masonic video podcast. I'm your host, Wes Reuter, and let's meet everyone else that's in place for everyone else today. as well. So over to my right, we have...
I'm Tyler Paydon, Raven Lodge, number 303, Oswego.
Mark.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm Mark, Barrington Lodge 522 and Filipinas 1180.
Now you can go.
Oh, now I can go. What up, everybody? Yoshi, Phillip Park Lodge, number 1113, and you know I've said it a dozen times already. A slew of everything else.
Yeah, and I'm Raven Lodge 303 in Oswego. So, with that being said, this is another episode without Marty and Brock. Brock is still doing family stuff, and Marty's still getting labioplasty.
Sex change.
So,
Yeah, we still don't know if Marty has the COVID or not. The test came back like faulty, so they had given him another one. And so I don't know. He still may have it. So everybody remember Marty Strong.
Marty Strong.
Marty Strong.
Marty Strong, Marty Stronger. So, wanted to talk about going through the chairs in Masonry and why it's important. I am, as of right now, the plan is for myself to be Master of Raven 303 coming in December. I'm not sure when this is going to be released, but
Okay.
So,
Well, congratulations.
Future
yeah.
congratulations.
Yeah, future congratulations. You know.
Sure. Okay. Sure.
It's going to be a fun year.
Giving me nails in my coffin. So, I had gone through the chairs myself at Azure LaGrange, starting all the way from senior steward. This time around, I've mentioned before in the show, I jumped in as junior warden because somebody stepped out. Guys didn't want to jump up two chairs. So I've gotten the privilege to become master sooner than going through all the chairs, but then again, I'm a past master. But it makes me reflect on those years when I wasn't in the top seats and
Okay.
what it actually meant to move up. Because I don't think I would be the same person I am right now if I just started off as junior warden.
Yeah,
If I just got in and
start off
this,
like
you know,
top
like-
tier like that. That'd be
because I wouldn't know anything.
yeah.
I'd be lost. I'd be a fish out of water.
It's definitely important in the Blue Lodge because I know for me, for Barrington, my journey really is kind of, I wouldn't say special or unique. It's unique. Everybody's journey is unique.
Yeah.
But I was raised back in 2009 and immediately put into line. And, I was marshal, junior steward, senior steward, and then I moved out to Iowa. And I was there for 2 years. So when I came back to Barrington, it kind of like reset me for the time being. So, I mean, like had I not moved out, I would have been, past master years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed my time going up through the lines because it's like literally marshal, junior steward, senior steward, junior deacon, senior deacon. Now I'm junior warden, so I'm in the South. I'm 2 years away from being worshipful, and you kind of see like how much more stuff they put onto you as you progress through the chairs. Because like marshal, you're just expected to turn on a light bulb.
Open and close the door.
Open and close the door.
Mainly close the door. You don't really open it.
The
that
lodge is
much.
at ease. That's it. But then it's like, okay, now you're in the steward spot. You're helping the junior warden with the meals if needed. You'll take with you the stewards. Just stuff kind of getting you ready. And then obviously with the deacons, you're adding like a speaking role to it. And yeah.
Wow. You know, Jesus. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
I apologize for the coughing fit right now.
Yeah, damn
But-
well should.
I know. But no, I like, in my opinion, as soon as you get to the deacon's chairs, that's when it starts.
Yeah.
That's when you are on the clock, sir.
Yeah.
You know, and you better, you need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, Marshall, the stewards and everything. You know, even I've seen some places put the new guy out as Tyler. You know, and their reasoning.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I like past master as a Tyler.
Yeah,
They
because
don't
he
get a
knows
chance to be
everybody.
in there.
I don't like that either. But it has happened. Not often at my lodge, but I've seen it happen at other lodges. I'm not trying to like call nobody out or nothing. It's your lodge. You do what you do. You know, like please don't jump on me. But
You can reach Yoshi at refreshment
Yeah, I know,
at
right?
gmail.com.
I know, right? But no, what I'm saying is though, back to what I was trying to say though, when you become a deacon, man, that's go time. That's show time. It's like that's where you need to decide if you're going through the rest.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, definitely.
Like,
True.
That's
And to add to that point too, it's like once you're the senior deacon, the next natural step is junior warden, but you got to remember that's an elected position, not an appointed.
Yeah.
So it's like it's kind of common courtesy to like bring the guy up, but if you feel like he's not ready, you might have to like break their heart or something like that.
Well, Tyler, you're in a unique position. You had stepped out of line
A few years, yeah.
for personal reasons. We won't get into that, but you're in a unique position because you started all the way as junior steward, if I'm correct, right?
When I started back in 2015,
Yeah.
I went in as marshal.
Oh, you went in as marshal
I went in
first.
as marshal, and then I progressed through there, and I left at the senior deacon before, and then that's where I came back in. Now I'll be senior deacon coming this upcoming year.
Right.
that's cool.
So your perspective is really fresh. We've been through it. I can only look back. You're getting back into it. What are some of the things that surprised you that going through the chairs before senior deacon that was expected of you that you did not expect?
That
Of yourself.
surprised me?
Yeah.
I can't say anything quite surprised me. I really enjoyed being the senior deacon or the junior deacon as opposed to the stewards because, like you said, I feel like once you get to the deacons, then you're starting to get kind of a weight on you.
Yeah.
And I really have this whole year being crazy with the COVID stuff and the few amounts of time that we have been to lodge, I filled in senior deacon for a brother that couldn't make it to lodge, and the more weight on your shoulders as senior deacon, I almost found it kind of exciting for the challenge and more learning as opposed to just sitting in the steward's chairs and doing the rod work. So.
See, me personally, me and Marty have a saying, and it's once a steward, always a steward. And like I even now, being a past master, even when I was worshipful, I still help break down everything and do everything, around the lodge, and what?
It's so funny because I'm thinking, man, I'm a past master. When does this stop? When do I stop helping?
You know what? And
doing these
like, I
things?
get, like, okay, look, the reason why I was bringing this up is because part of me does feel gypped. It's like, wait a minute, I'm worshipful now. Why am I still doing this?
Right.
But at the same
Yeah.
time, what are we supposed to do? We meet on the level.
Yeah.
During the meeting, yeah, I'm in charge. But as soon as the meeting is over, as soon as we walk out that door, I'm with my brothers again. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we say. It doesn't matter who you are. What degrees you've gotten, what other bodies you belong to. You got to remember, we're all together. And we all need to help each other.
The beehive.
There you go.
The beehive.
Yeah.
I mean, like, to that point too, it's more of like, this is not like I'm thinking like your typical like Greek fraternity type of a thing where you're like, hey,
Pledge.
hey, pledge, you got to do this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
This is, I feel like it's more of like, like a, kind of like a military, like if anything, like a Navy type of a thing. If I'm going to be worshipful, I'll be there till the end until the last man's there.
Yeah.
So
It's almost like a lead by example.
Yeah.
No, when I like, look, I ain't trying to like talk mess about anybody, but like
Yeah, you are,
even
to be honest.
when my year as worshipful, I was always the last man out. Last man out that door.
Like a captain on the ship.
Yeah,
Yeah, captain on the ship.
I made sure all the lights were off. All the doors were locked. Everybody else would be at the bar already. But I would stay there and make sure everything was ship shape, and then I would leave. And then
Then you'd be at the bar.
yeah. Well, most of the time no, because it's like work and everything. I mean, 4 a.m. comes really quick. So
I still stay after and help out with everything. I don't know. I feel like I need to. I don't know why, because not like if I don't do it, no one else is going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm a part of the lodge and I feel like I need to do this. So I need to set up, I need to help break down. I can't do everything and I know that, so, but I mean, that's the way it works. We're all in this together.
Yeah.
And if we don't clean up and straighten things out,
Yeah.
who's going to do it?
yeah.
I mean, I guess that, going through chairs teaches that too, because
No, it does, and I
if
think
you're just put in a higher position,
yeah, you're not gonna be humble.
yeah,
You
you're
gotta
not-
be.
you're
You
not.
gotta. That's another thing. Is like I think a lot of brothers, not a lot, some brothers, some, very few. Because everybody does. At least at my lodge, everyone is very on top of things. We do help each other out. We help with clean up and break down and whatever. But see, we have kind of a unique situation. We can't keep everything out because we have renters that use the building. So we
Yeah, that's
can't
right, yeah.
we can't leave everything set up. So every meeting we have to set everything up and break everything down. Every meeting we have.
It makes it a little rougher.
And it does. It really truly does.
Do you have
But-
that luxury of leaving stuff around in Benson?
Yes and no. I mean, because at Barrington we have the Demolay as well too. So I mean, but other than that, there's really not many other groups that use our lodge room. We have other groups that use the downstairs part, but not upstairs. Besides Demolay.
Okay. Because, we have 3 floors, and the main floor is the eatery at Raven, and downstairs the Boy Scouts and use that. Lions Club will technically use the dining area, right?
Once in a while, and there's a restaurant next door
Yeah.
that we share adjacent doors with, and we let them.
Yeah, they'll have overflow.
If they have overflow,
Oh,
they
okay.
eat our
If
main.
they
Yeah.
want. So
Oh, okay, cool.
we
So,
have that
it-
luxury of leaving our lodge.
Yeah.
And, we just got new carpeting and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I remember seeing the pictures, man. Beautiful.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Looks
There you
really
go.
beautiful.
So
And
No,
that
I'm
was,
gonna-
have
that
that
was
luxury.
I'm gonna make it there one day, dude. I promise. One day I'll make
Well,
it.
you better make it there for my installation, otherwise you guys are going to hear it.
But back to the
Yes.
progressing through the chairs.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm really. I think I'll be really glad when I sit in the East to say that I sat in every single chair,
It's
and I started at Marshall. I may have taken a little 3-year break, but
I mean,
I'm back and-
everybody's journey is unique, but it's I feel like at least today with like a lot of lodges, it's almost a rarity that somebody has gone from Marshal to Worshipful Master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I think at least for Illinois Grand Lodge, their average from going from whatever seat you're into to Worshipful is like what
I think it's
4 or 5 years, something like
I think
that.
it's 5 years. now.
Where normally it's what I think is there 8 seats or 7 seats, something like that.
Yeah.
7, 8, 9.
7? No, 8.
8. Yeah, I forgot the number, but
Are you including the?
I'm including
treasurer?
worship.
Okay,
No,
some
no, no,
lodges
Because,
consider.
like, I don't.
Treasurer Secretary no,
yeah, I
because
don't
they're past
consider-
masters
yeah.
usually.
Yeah,
Worshipful Master,
usually.
Junior, Senior, Warden, Junior, Senior, Stewards.
but I guess some lodges they can have their senior and junior deacons as elected instead of appointed chairs.
Yeah, I heard about that. I've heard some
guess
lodges do
Belmont
that. Yeah, the only
I just thought it
appointed
was an Illinois
is
thing.
Marshall and stewards, but
The deacons.
the deacons can
Huh,
be.
that's
yeah.
interesting. No,
Yeah.
I mean, but as I said, like, it's very unique to have a lodge to go, somebody
Yeah,
go from
no,
marshal to worshipful
yeah.
master.
Yeah, no, and you know what? My hat's off to them. Because that's dedication. I don't care who you are. That's dedication. If you start off like I started off. I was never installed as marshal or senior deacon. I did the stewards. I did the junior deacon, and then I went from junior deacon to junior warden, senior warden, then worshipful. So the only 2 chairs that I never was installed with was marshal. I was never a marshal, and I was never senior deacon.
I was never marshal. I started steward, and
Yeah.
with the whole disability problem, I couldn't do senior deacon. I had
that's a
to
lot.
sit out.
That's a lot.
I'm like, because they weren't thinking when they did the appointments. They're like, oh yeah, shit, our bad. But like, I could sit out for a year. It's not like I'm going anywhere.
Yeah.
So I had to step out for that year, and then next year I was junior warden. So it just because I couldn't do all the work, it was just way too much on my leg. So, and you're gonna have fun being senior deacon.
Yeah, I'm excited. I gotta say, I really am.
No, dude, you know what?
It's
a good
great
job.
chair.
I like that
It's a
chair.
great chair.
I've done. What did we do? 2 to
It's a
3s
fun
as
chair.
I sat in senior deacon, or was it 1?
One that I remember. If it was 2,
Well, because I was just filling in for a brother that couldn't. I was filling in for our senior deacon who couldn't make it, and I studied up for it, and I'm just really looking forward to this year and doing it because I think it's kind of a fun role. Really,
No,
you got
it
a lot
is.
of movement, you
Yeah.
got a lot of lines.
Yeah.
And you're the
You
senior
got a
rod
lot of work.
officer.
Yeah, you have a lot of work.
Yeah.
You really do. Like I don't want to say that I'm happy I didn't get to do it, but at the same time I'm like, man, that's a lot of work.
It is really.
But no, I mean, I've done it, but I've see now, and that's another thing though. I have filled in every single chair.
Yeah.
Like out of necessity, like we had to fill a chair. I've done that, but like I'm talking just, being installed. That is your
That's your chair for the year.
Yeah. And no, I mean the few times that I was able to sit in as senior deacon. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Me personally, I think probably like my favorite chair, especially during degree work, is senior warden.
Really.
Yeah, I love senior warden
Really?
during degree work. Yep. I love. Oh man, I don't know if I could say it.
we'll buzz it out.
We'll buzz it out.
Leave it out.
Okay, yeah, please.
Censored.
No, I love when we do the apron speech.
Right.
I love.
lecture,
yeah.
I love that.
You like the long
I
one or
love
the
I
short
love
one?
being in front of the brother and doing it.
Do you like the longer or the shorter one?
I like the long one. The long form of it, or whatever you want to say, except for no,
No, that's for first degree.
No.
You-
Yeah,
but
no,
that's
that-
worshipful.
No.
Like-
I'm sorry. No. That I've never done that. I've never learned that.
You're talking
I'm
about the aprons in the third degree.
No,
No,
I'm talking about each
you'll-
degree when you go before.
Oh, that one when he's telling the
Yeah.
senior
How
wards
to wear it.
How to
Yeah,
wear
there you
it.
go. How to
Okay,
wear it.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
I like
love.
those.
I love doing that.
Yeah, I do
love
those
doing
all the
that.
time. I like doing that. But I
Can't get in trouble for saying that, can we?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
no.
It's nothing.
That's pretty
It's nothing.
simple.
Yeah, it's nothing.
So-
Right.
And if we do, I guess we'll find out.
One of the hardest things I think out of all the chairs to do other than worshipful master is the senior deacon in the second section. Is
Yes.
the senior deacon
Yes.
lecture because
Yeah,
man,
You have 11
you've
pages.
got to be on your
4
stuff,
pages.
and then you got to do a little bit of, I guess you could say, acting.
Yes.
You're going through the middle chamber.
Look, there
Not
are-
much, but there's a lot of memorization when it comes in. And it's not like, okay, once you're done with like 2 pages, all right, I can hand it off to the next guy. No, you're still the guy.
You're still
Yeah.
going.
You're still the
No,
guy
but-
for like 8 more pages.
Yeah.
So-
No, man. There are some parts in our degree work. My head is off to brothers who could do it. There's no way. There's no way. Like how much you need to memorize, and brothers who freaking do it, like just like eloquently.
Yes.
You know, I'm just like I'm like sitting there watching it happen, and I'm just like in my mind, I just want to be like standing up, being like it's a play, you know, like it's the opera. You know,
Well, it's like theater.
Oh, this is beautiful.
yeah,
Oh.
like seriously, like some.
It is a play. It's like theater.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's impressive.
But you know what
when
I'm trying to say, though.
You get it down.
Yeah.
I would be sweating so hard trying to memorize that, and then I'd wake up and then pass on. Sleeping. All right. Well, with that,
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
With that, we're gonna take a break, and we'll be right back. And we're back. We left off talking about going through the chairs and some of our favorite chairs. And I never got to be it, but Senior Deacon is definitely one of my favorite chairs. But it doesn't get a lot of recognition. But I think it's a really important position. And we make fun of it a lot. Is the marshal?
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
in some jurisdictions, the marshal is utilized much more often than any of the other chairs. In Lithuania, I was told by a past master of our lodge just this past year, who has been to Lithuania a number of times, and tells us how the lodge is set up. The marshal is the guy that's utilized the most. He's the one carrying message, not the junior deacon, not the senior deacon, where they're requested and required to bring messages.
Really?
But it's the marshal, yes. And this is what he's told us a couple times. And how the lodge is set up, I guess the altar is closer to the east instead of like how it is here in the center. Like, okay, it sounds interesting and everything, but we do make fun of the marshal a lot and everything. But I do think it's an important job, because I know when I'm in the south, or I'm sorry, in the west, I don't ask the junior deacon to go anywhere because he's got to close the door. So if I'm like, hey, junior deacon, I got a message, I use the marshal. I'm like, hey, bring this up to the worshipful master, because I don't want to say it in front of the lodge. Because I'm not trying to, top the worshipful master. You know, here. Like, for instance, one time we had a guest. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe the worshipful master should have him in the east. Just in case he didn't think of it, we just opened. I handed the marshal a note. Hey, maybe invite the guest up into the east, because he was from out of state. He's like, okay. I send it up there, read the note. All right, put him up in the east. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, it's up to you, but because you think about it, really, I can't use the junior deacon to send that message, because he's got to watch the door. And technically, the Tyler is supposed to be outside. So who's going to carry the message?
Makes sense.
Marshall.
Okay.
So
No, that does make sense. It really does. But you know, like, I didn't mean to cut you off or try to cut you off.
I was talking.
But that makes a lot. That makes a lot of sense. In the fact that, oh well, now I'm blanking. That's terrible. Oh my God, stage fright.
Have another sip.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I need another sip. Hold on. Let me.
My thinking juice going.
It's all right. It's dead air. It's fine.
That's fine. Yeah. I never wanted dead air on this show, but you just
I know. I
successfully-
did. I am having a brain fart right now. What I was about to say, and now I can't.
Well, actually, the most important chair is that chair where you don't stay silent on this show.
No, but I mean, I think for me personally, one of my favorite seats, but because if you think about it though, because like I'm just only in the South, so I'm only junior warden. I still have to do senior warden and merciful master. But just from at least observing from at least that, from what I'm going, I enjoyed the junior deacon's spot for some reason. I think it's just more of like you do a lot. This is your first time talking. You got words and with floor work and all that stuff, and like at least like introducing the candidates to the to the senior deacon. So I mean I think I've enjoyed that one the most.
Well, I haven't been through all the chairs like you guys have, but I gotta say I'm really enjoying the senior deacon.
Yeah.
I like it. I enjoyed the junior deacon too. It was like the intro into it. So probably those two. I've never sat in it, but I do enjoy listening to it as the chaplain.
Yeah, chaplain work. I love the chaplain.
You know, actually, that's where I started. But go ahead.
I can't wait to be like the chaplain of the lodge.
Yeah.
You know, like when, you know, like I don't want to like do anything else. Like just let me be the chaplain. And
Yeah.
Just you know, saying the opening, closing prayer, and you know, during degree work. Like there is some really good degree work when you're the chaplain too.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's kind of cool because I feel like it's maybe an unspoken thing, but he sets the pace. The chaplain, it's his job to set the pace on some of the things that go on. So,
Well, the senior deacon also has to know the size of his lodge. In order for the prayer, okay, because when you're going through, and I'm not giving too much up, but when you're going through the ensemble, and
Yep.
the prayer finishes,
And you're still
you're
walking.
supposed to be
You're supposed to be done.
turning
You need to
as
be-
that
yeah,
last word is
exactly.
said, and once that last word is said, then you're supposed to ground, and then
Well, dude, you know another thing is too. It depends on how. It's not only the chaplain to set the tone. It's also the guys to like move around the way they should,
But we-
and not you know.
But in that case, we said it. All the rod officers and everyone, including the worshipful master, even though he doesn't have lines, all eyes are on that
Yeah.
senior deacon
Yeah.
because now he's controlling the flow.
Oh, yeah,
he's
is.
controlling
Yep.
the pace.
Yep.
Of the degree, what's going on. So if you're like, you know what, I gotta go, you're gonna be running around real quick, which shouldn't happen, but it's the senior deacon's choice. So be aware of that. And especially if you know your chaplain and you know he speaks a little slower or a little quicker, that's up to you.
right.
So there's only so much you can control, even though all eyes are on senior deacon and candidate. There's only so much you control, but you do have to be aware of those things.
Yeah.
You know, like another time when the senior and junior deacon are collecting the pass and they're getting ready to go to the west to the west first,
Yeah.
and they have to
Aha.
do the rod shift.
I remember now.
Now they have to. What? Oh, you remember what you're saying?
As soon as you said that, I remember what you were going to say.
Good, because I was getting tired of talking.
The Marshall thing, and you know, you were talking about having the guests sit up at with the worshipful. That makes the purge a whole lot easier. Because especially if it's someone from out of town, out of state, out of country. You know, we talked about that one time. I talked about that one time when the German guy came in and he said everything in German, and the guy he had no idea what he was talking about. So yeah, when you're a worshipful, you need to, and if there's an out of towner, you should have them come sit up with you.
Well, yeah, because if everybody checks out, but like you said,
Oh yeah, no, you got
guy,
everyone has to
especially
check out first.
from a foreign country, things are going to sound different.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna
And
be
you're not
totally
trying to
different.
embarrass. You're not trying to embarrass anybody.
And you know what? And it was kind of embarrassing. Like I felt him. Like I don't know if he felt embarrassed, but I kind of felt embarrassed for the guy. I mean, I met the guy at other lodges, so I knew he was legit. But when he came to our lodge, you know, and the brother who was doing it, doing the purge or whatever, he wasn't. He was filling in, so he didn't even really know the guy yet either. You know, a bunch of us already knew him. You know, and when that happened, it was kind of like, you know, I remember he kind of had that look on his face, like, you know.
Well, yeah, the new books that were printed last year reflect that. Our new, what we call our blue books,
Oh yeah.
reflects if the junior deacon needs help purging the lodge,
Oh okay.
which is pretty neat. So, Tyler, were you there when we had guests from Texas that one time?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I was. I kind of remember.
You just remember hearing
I
about it?
remember hearing about it, but I don't think I was there that night.
Okay. Over at Raven, we had some brothers from Texas show up. Now there's three of them. I don't know who was worshipful at the time. I can't remember, but it probably would have been a little bit inappropriate to invite two and then leave the one guy
Yeah.
by himself. So something like that you don't want to do if it's, you know, one guy, you know, because there's 2 seats up there. I don't know if you can invite more than 2, but something like that. You know, I wouldn't invite two guys and leave the one guy down there because
All by is lonesome.
exactly.
Well, you know what? Wait,
so
aren't
there's things you need to be conscious of when you're inviting people up into the east when you're sitting in the east.
But also that, aren't you allowed to? Aren't we allowed to have people sit with the senior warden too? I thought that was a thing, or is that not? Am I wrong?
You're talking guests?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No?
That, I don't think so. I think that's only for...
That's only candidates.
For candidates.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I
Oh,
think
I've heard the candidates, but never a guest.
Okay, you know what?
Have you
Then
talked to-
I
talked
you know
to
what? I
Dennis?
didn't know.
Dennis never mentioned anything because Dennis seemed like somebody
He
would have...
would have been the guy to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I thought, because now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, no, wait a minute. Those have always been candidates sitting up there. So no, I'm sorry. I had another brain fart.
You can
if will.
reach Yossi at
Yeah, I know, right?
gmail.com.
So I mean, like, talking about like all the chairs and all that stuff too, is it's. I feel like for me personally, it's not only just the for the new incoming term for the senior warden to try to hey, who's going to be my next marshal or whoever's going to be like the bottom seat. But I think like it's very important for all the officers to have input on it, especially for me, like have the junior steward, the junior deacon have input on who's going to be the marshal, because if you think about it, once he becomes the junior warden, senior warden, and even worshipful, he's going to be pretty much his right hand man, literally his right hand man. Yeah. So I think for however your lodge is situated with people, I think it's important to have constant input and for who's going to be the marshal.
Yeah, because you know what?
It's something for you to think about, because next year you're going to be one of the 3 elective, or one of the 5 elected, I should say, officers. So that's, definitely something for you to consider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I got back in where I was and didn't have to go back to marshal.
Yeah,
I was really hoping I wouldn't have to do that, but things worked out well. So,
but that makes a lot of sense, because also too is like you need that harmony.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to be. You need that
cohesive group.
That working relationship with them. Because I don't care who you are. If when you're worshipful, it's all on you. It's on your shoulders, for you to have a good year. But you know what? If your officers aren't there with you,
it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
They're not side by side with you. You're not going to have a good year. Like, the only way for a worshipful master, for a lodge, now let's take that out, for a lodge to have a great year is all the officers that are in line that year need to work together like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
And if they don't, it's not going to be a good year.
well, let me ask you this. And
Yes,
I
go
know it depends on the lodge, and this might be something for you to pay attention to as well. I've never had a problem with the people that were coming up behind me in any line I've been in any lodge.
Mm-hmm.
We've all heard the stories. Now, is it appropriate, not whether it's right or wrong, is it appropriate where you feel you're going to be the incoming master, even though the chairs go in a circle?
Yeah.
Is it right to take out a certain guy who may not be
It's almost
part
like
of the adhesiveness? I mean, I understand the guy has been, in line, but if you're trying to accomplish something, and, however your lodge works, I don't know, but is it right to take somebody out? And I've heard it, I've been a part of it. I'm not sure if it's right, but I don't know.
I mean, for me personally, it's a tough thing, but I think it's more of a case by case basis if you want to talk about it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, because there's no cookie cutter way to say, hey, I feel like you didn't do X, Y, and Z, so we can't bring you up. But it's a tough thing. Maybe if anything, like at your halfway point, just kind of be like, okay, we've been in here for 6 months. I personally don't let's say I'm senior warden and be like, okay, like we've been here 6 months. I feel like you need to really step it up. Otherwise it might, otherwise I'm not entirely sure I feel comfortable, bringing you up to the next position, especially if it's going to be an elected position.
I agree with Mark full-heartedly. It has to be a case-by-case thing. If the brother who is about to move up isn't pulling his weight, isn't doing what he's supposed to do, then no, he should be taken out. Plain and simple. The only time that I would ever be like, no, that's jacked up, like that you're removing that brother, is if you're removing a brother just because you want
Like you want your friend.
If you want your friend, yeah.
Nepotism. You're not trying to do that.
Yeah,
so.
no, like that's not right. Like Mark said, it's got to go case by case. It really does, because I've seen it where it's somebody who's not really pulling their weight, not really feeling it, and they're like, "All right, man, we'll take you out," or "Look, dude, I'm sorry, but you're not cutting it. You got to go."
Right. Well, Tyler,
and I've seen it where people have been like, "Yeah, man, you're not moving up because I'm gonna have my guy come in." And, and it's like, dude, that's jacked up. Either way, no matter what, it's still kind of jacked up.
It's not an easy thing.
It's not unless you're a complete jag.
Yeah.
Then yeah. But
well, yeah.
I'm keeping it real.
Well, like you're coming up through the line again. You're getting back in line. I mean, how does that make you feel hearing that? Not saying that you are not going to pull your own weight. Not saying that at all. But hearing that could be a possibility if you slack off.
I think it needs to be a possibility. If it's supposed to go like a well-oiled machine, you can't have a rusty gear in there.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think it has to be a bad thing. I mean, you can tell the brother, "Hey man, it's just not working out this year." That doesn't mean that you can't study up for it and try it again the next year.
Yeah.
But if it's not working, I mean, you have to think for the betterment of the lodge and to make it run smooth. And if somebody can't do it, it's just, I don't know. It's just kind of got to be what it is.
Well, now
But I don't think that you have to be crude to somebody over it.
I'm gonna lead off with the big one since we've been talking about all the chairs. What about worshipful master? What happens if there's a guy that is up for worshipful and as the individual, I've never had to vote against anybody, and I hope I never have to, but what if it comes to that? I mean, I've often thought about it, but I never thought about how it would make me feel if I was up for the position or if I was voting against the certain brother. I don't see that being a possibility with me and the lodges I'm hooked up with, but let's face it,
it's going to happen sometime.
There for a reason.
Yeah.
And I don't know, have any of you seen it? I haven't. I've heard stories, but
I have never seen it personally. It's happened in my lodge. I've heard the stories about it happening in my lodge. I have never seen it personally. I have never been there in the room when the elections are happening and somebody else's name gets thrown into the mix. I've never been there before that. But here,
for worshipful master, I've been there for other positions, not worshipful.
Nothing, not a single one. But mostly the two times that it's happened, I believe it has been for worshipful master. That I know of, the two times that's happened in my lodge. But look, I'm gonna say this real quick because I know time and everything. Sometimes, because the word, master's word is law. But sometimes somebody's gonna go in and they're not right. But you know what? They earned that right somehow. I mean, how else did they get there? You know what I'm saying? How else did they get that far? Sometimes there needs to be a dark year. Sometimes there needs to be a dark year, dude. And, you just got to go through
some
it.
lodges that can't afford that dark year. I'm just talking hypotheticals.
No, I get what you're saying, but you know what? Listen. As long as there's been a couple times that's happened in my lodge where, certain person comes in, goes through the line and has, rubbed some people the wrong way. And you know what? Sometimes during that year, the roster is a little light. The sideline is a little empty.
Well, yeah, because life happens to the members. Different things happen. So that's how God forbid, but I'm going to use the phrase a bad worshipful can get in. that way.
Do it
Not
a
just
bit,
going through the
yeah,
chairs.
no, I mean,
but
you
let's
gotta
face it.
remember
A lodge has a hard time. Well, hell, we need a line. Otherwise,
No,
the lodge
it's
is going to
true.
lose its charter.
Yeah.
It's true.
And the
Think-
worshipful
look,
master
there's
out of
got-
all of them
there's-
is the
things
one that's
gotta
looked at
happen.
the most.
But I mean, if you think about it, though, it's gonna all even out at the end, you know, because
Yeah.
you might have like the world's worst
That's-
worshipful
That's
master,
the hope. That's the hope that it.
but here's the thing: you have the world's worst worshipful master. You may have the person behind you be like the person who can remember worshipful master's stuff, like the and then the stuff in like the commandery, and then all like the York Rite stuff, like just memorization and all that. So like it all evens out at the end, you know. And if anything, let's say you have a bad worshipful master, you got at least these officers who kind of at least maybe pull their weight, you know, to at least bring it to somewhat kind of a normal good thing until the next year. And then just kind of just go from there.
Yeah, and then try
just
again,
learn
you
from
know.
there. It's if anything, it's a great learning experience.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
But
there's.
we got to all remember in the end that when it's all said and done, we're all brothers, and it is to build us up, no
Yeah.
matter
Yeah.
no matter
Yeah,
what
no.
it may be.
Yep.
And you'll have those problems.
Right. You're never going to get the perfect worshipful master, because even if you get the perfect worshipful master, there's going to be somebody to complain about it.
Yeah.
So-
Somebody's going to complain about something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Without a doubt. So, but with that, it is going to be coming to that time again. which
Shots
is-
out, shots.
Shout out and shots out. I know it's kind of been a tongue twister.
This is why I'm the
Shout
audio
out.
guy and editor.
So, but this shout out is going out to some recent recipients
Of the coins.
Of the coins.
These coins.
The coin.
The coins.
We're not going to mention everyone right now, but we have out there Scott Davis just received his coins and just got a message a couple minutes ago from Luis Santiago, who got his coins in the mail as well. We're glad you have them. We hope you enjoy them, and this shout out is for you.
Thanks, guys.
There we go, guys.
Cheers.
Same time.
Oh, yeah, same time.
Woo!
Wonderful.
Love that.
Yeah. Awesome.
Once again, thanks for the Sahara Grotto for the
Sahara.
shot glasses. We appreciate that.
Grotto.
If you haven't already, woo, that's really hitting me. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're also on Buzzsprout, iTunes, Google Play, if it's still called Google Play.
Check out my OnlyFans.
YouTube, music, whatever it is.
And you want to,
Yeah.
you or your lodge want to shout out and shouts out, hit us up, private message us, or
Put it in the comment section.
at
in the
Refreshment
comments.
Gmail. We still have coins we want to give you, so everyone enjoy. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back with more.